I would like to take some time and talk about the design of this riser. I'm sure some of you are wondering, why does it look the way it looks? Why is this angle this way? Why is the grip so far forward? And I want to share kind of my design theory behind it and why it ended up this way. I also want to show off the ILF components and how they're mounted in the riser, talk a little bit about the pattern, and overall give you some insight into why this riser came out the way it did. So here we have the riser, and let's just start talking about details. So we have the ILF system, which is very simple. You have an ILF limb, you line it up, this bottom part goes in there, you lighten up the slot, and you push it in. It's very simple. And if you want to kind of see what these parts look like, you loosen the set screws first, and then you take this out, and this basically slides out. And this is the ILF boot, or that's what I call it, and it has a little center mark that helps you align with the center mark here, and that is the center of the bow. So if they're aligned, your limb is lined up. If you need to adjust it, there is a couple of degrees left to right where you can adjust it using the set screws. The second part of the ILF system is this bolt, and if you need to loosen it for some reason, or actually I'm going to take it out, so I'm going to show you. You loosen this back screw first, and then this just gets loose. And it's kind of a cool system. So this is what that bolt looks like, and this is a set screw that, as it cramps down into the bolt, it basically spreads out these 4 slotted sections that locks the thread into place. So it's very secure. And if you get your bow and you get your limbs and you have it all set up, and you say, well, I wish I could lower the draw weight, with about 5 pounds. What you do is you loosen this back bolt, and then you basically take your Allen wrench, and 1 turn is about 1.5 pounds. 2 turns is about another 1.5, 2 pounds. But I wouldn't go past 3 turns, because then, you're getting, I don't know. Instinctually, I say 3 turns is about enough. And then once you're there, you you basically put some pressure on there, so you lock it in place like that. Or if you have another Allen wrench, you just put it in here and lock it in place. But now it's locked in place, and if you slide the limb, gotta put this back in there. Oops. You can kind of see it still works, but your whole angle has changed, so there'll be less draw weight on there. The second part I want to talk about, I just want to show you the grip, how that's, it's basically mounted with 2 bolts, and there's some Loctite on these, so it's a little tight. And the grip is made out of layered wood, and that's what creates that cool effect. That's what that grip looks like. This is very nice, very comfortable. And this is what the riser looks like without the grip. So it's all very solid. And you push it on like that. And again, as I'm showing all these, this is stuff that you're not really need to do, but if you do take it off for fun or whatever, please be safe when you put the screws back on, because if you strip the treads, that's not covered under warranty. Another cool part is that there's a little marking back here. So when you line up your arrow, you can adjust the side plates to make sure that your arrow's in the center of the bow. This center mark tells you where the string is in relationship to the handle. And then, you know, this pattern, I'm just always fascinated with hex shapes. And what's cool about this is that, you know, you may think this is a standard hex pattern, but it's actually widens as it goes down the bottom because I wanted to follow the shape of the riser. So it's actually, this bottom hole is bigger than this top hole. So it's kind of a custom hex pattern, and it's very iconic. And I also use it to attach to quiver adapters, which we'll have explained in a later video. And but that's, you know, that's just and who doesn't like bees, you know? Anyway, I like this, and now I'm going to explain why this angle is the way it is, and I'm going to have some props for that. In order to explain the angle and the design position of the grip, I made this drawing, and this drawing shows the riser with the limbs in different position, unstrung, strung, and drawn back. And the reason for that is I wanted to figure out how far forward I can push this handle, because I felt that every time I shot a number of different bows, and every time I shot a bow where the handle was pushed forward, I thought the draw was very smooth, it was easy to shoot. So I applied that theory here. So if you draw a straight line from the throat of the grip across, you realize that this line crosses the handle here, and the ILF and the limbs are all behind the grip. And to me, that proves to me it's going to be a smooth draw and easy to shoot. If you push this handle back, I feel like there's a tendency of more vibration as the limb, as the string comes forward. Here, the string is far behind your grip position. Now, the challenge with this is, you know, I wanted to figure out how far forward I can push this grip while maintaining the brace height of 7.5 to 8.5. And that's why I scanned all these limbs in the different positions, and I worked out this angles of the limbs at 16 degrees to figure out that, you know, this far forward of a grip can have this brace height with these angles. So I just get a kick out of figuring this out, because this is like doing math for archery, and I just think it's so cool. I hope you enjoyed this insight into the design of this riser and why it is the way it is. I really enjoyed making this drawing. I love figuring out the design. You know, it's almost like figuring out a puzzle where, you know, this piece goes there, this piece goes there. It's kind of like a little math problem. And when you have the final product that kind of represents the theory behind the design and it works as intended, it's so exciting. I mean, I just love everything about this. And I'm excited about archery. I'm just so passionate about this design. And I hope you get a kick out of it. So I hope you enjoy shooting this riser as much as I do, and until next time.